Hello, dear students. This is your teacher, Professor Nirmal Kumar Swai, Department of Library and Information Science, MD University, Rohtak. Welcome to this video lecture series. We are developing it for our students, and others also can get benefit of it. So we are discussing something from the paper, from the course, Research and Publication Ethics. Sorry. So uh, in the syllabus, the very first topic is all about what is philosophy, the branches of philosophy, and concentration on ethics. So in this lecture we will discuss about something on philosophy. Philosophy as a discipline. Okay, try to understand. Philosophy as a discipline. There are many disciplines. So you have disciplines means in roughly you can understand subject, whatever you are studying in your masters, or say political science, polity, economics, econometrics, physics, chemistry, microbiology, library and information science. So similarly, philosophy as a discipline or as subject we will discuss, because the moment we say philosophy, it has a wider connotations, very difficult to catch hold of it, and probably we cannot come to the end what exactly we are saying. So the objectives behind orient you, what UGC intended through this course is like the students should know what is philosophy and its branches, especially ethics and ethical responsibility of a researcher. So in two parts we will discuss this, both Hindi and English. Okay. So philosophy, as I told you, it is defined in a numerous ways rather. Okay. So as a discipline we can say, as you all are studying, it has its own course, it has its own content, it has its own scope, it has like your political science, like your physics and chemistry. So similarly, the philosophy is taught both at undergraduate and postgraduate level. So the course, the syllabus is defined, the scope is also defined. So, but what is philosophy? Philosophy is a systematic, anything we say is a systematic inquiry of anything can be called a philosophy. Philosophy as a discipline which teaches you how to argue. Philosophy is a discipline which teaches you what ought to do, what ought not to do. So all these gamut of things are included in the while defining philosophy. Okay, taking green tea vache. So like okay, so philosophy is that. Okay, so philosophy, normally philosophy used to be called as a mother of all disciplines in our in the oldest university of the world, Cambridge and Oxford. They started philosophy, and in the under philosophical, in the philosophy department, or uh, as we call in modern sense, and your mathematics as a natural philosophy is to be taught also. So in this sense, philosophy is mother of all disciplines. Okay. So philosophers, they are trained to inquire why this is this world real, whether this world exists or not. So should I do this or not? Whether that act was moral or immoral. So many things, questioning rather, questioning is a discipline which teach you, and that questioning is not difficult to arrive at a point. So this is where the philosophers and the students are trained. Okay. So the what is the content of philosophy? The branches of philosophy, there are numbers. If you go to philosophy books or you look at Google and internet, so there. But I will in this lecture I will confine to traditionally philosophy. The branches are four in number, and probably later on in modern, while the disciplines is being developed, many more things are coming up, and sometimes these disciplines are also defined in different countries, different universities in other way. Okay, so my description before you students is philosophy is having four major branches: metaphysics, epistemology, then your ethics, which is largely concentration on our topic or syllabus, and then logic. Okay, though logic sometimes are but still we can consider, for you it is okay. So four branches of philosophy. What is metaphysics? Metaphysics is that again, metaphysics beyond physics. Meta means after, beyond physics. What is that physics? Physics, what is the physical world, which in metaphysics we study whether is this world real. Surprisingly, people those are not trained with this disciplinary inquiry will come to know, is this world. Sometimes you will be wonder rather, I see this world, I boarded a bus, and I have a chair, I can smell, I have a classroom, I have a house. So how can you say that whether it is real? So now the further I say, philosophy is a discipline with questions after questioning rather. So then philosophy, whatever then they say, whatever you see or you are seeing, even the chair, the mountain, the school, college, building, I mean the world itself, the jungle, the tree, is it real? Again they ask, is it real? How do you prove that is it real? So being in Rohtak, you are in Rohtak, so you are in Rohtak, and you say, is Delhi there? Does Delhi exist? Because I am in Rohtak. Although this was challenged by the technological advancement. Okay, so I am here, I don't know whether Delhi is there or not. If I go to Delhi, then I can say confirm Delhi is there or Delhi does exist. But how can I make it confirm? Okay, so these are maybe it seems peculiar to you, to many of us, those are not trained properly. But this is nature of metaphysics. Okay, is this and is it illusion? What I am looking at, many you must have seen, you must have seen, you must have seen the you must have seen the many movie songs also, many film songs also, many anecdotes also. They are made up in such a way. Sometimes you say this entire world is illusion. Okay, so this is what the real meaning of life. Real meaning of life. So what is then the common man think? I lead a life, and it is real. I have children, I have family. Then again you are questioning, is this life real? So the entire world, the metaphysics is existence. Metaphysics, even ontology they bring into it, and many sub themes of metaphysics comes around. So As a branch of philosophy, this much we understand. Metaphysics talks about the reality, illusion of the world, the reality, whether something is real or not. It questions, this questioning doesn't end at a point. So there are many views, theories developed, British metaphysicists, American metaphysicists, even Indians we do have also in Indian philosophy. So then how do you look at, how do you look at the the reality of life or the world? This is metaphysics. Then come to then come to your uh, second theme is that your second theme is that what did I say? It was about epistemology. Okay, epistemology is nothing but theory of knowledge, we can say. Theory of knowledge, we can say, whether a knowledge, what are the sources of knowledge, and are those sources authentic, and the validity of knowledge, the knowledge we have about biological sciences, about our human life, about so any kind of it is related to knowledge only. Validity of knowledge, source of knowledge, and is the knowledge valid? So all these points related to knowledge is the domain of epistemology. Even epistemology is that the theory of knowledge, or the system of knowledge, or the system of acquiring knowledge, system of validating knowledge, how a knowledge is validated. So there again, in epistemology also we have Indian epistemology, we have say British epistemology, epistemologists are there also. So these way the epistemology, there is no fixed analysis of knowledge or validity of knowledge. Okay, so that's why. Okay, then come to ethics. Ethics is all about, we'll have a supplementary lecture along with this, ethics and ethical responsibility, and how is it related to our topic of discussion, or about this. So now this much I say, ethics, or sometimes we call it moral philosophy, morality, whether human act, whether the basic point of this ethics is that whether any act, any deed, whether it was ethical or it was unethical, it was moral or it was immoral. Okay, so many debates were there also. You must have the greatest of great debate, we can say. They are in Ramayana and Mahabharata also. In Mahabharata, the Arjun, the friend of Lord Krishna, was not picking up his bow and arrow, for fighting with his, and he was turning down his bow and arrow, so that I won't fight with my own relatives, or I won't fight with my own people. They are my brothers, they are my cousin brothers. No, I won't do it. So then it was instigated or motivated by Lord Krishna. Probably Lord Krishna is a God, probably he knows. So we admit that he knows everything, so that whatever he says is ideal. And he says, no, nothing is moral or immoral in war. Okay, because it is war, and we are here to fight in the name of dharma, what is righteous, what is not righteous. Okay, so then after learning from the preachings of Lord Krishna, so then he is picking up his bow and arrow. So to fight. Okay, so then the fight. So in the name of dharma, the something he brought. I mean, Lord Krishna brought dharma. So in ethics, there is no whether act is in judgment also. Ethics is played in many ways. Okay, ethics is played in many. Suppose we go, if someone is begging and is very is very looking very what to say, very strong and stout, and is not working and begging, we even don't give him 10 bucks. But we see a beggar, maybe a lady, maybe a old lady, maybe a small kid is begging, and we out of sympathy or emotion we pay 50 bucks to her. Okay, or one woman. So a woman. So sometimes this ethical act is the judgmental or the judgment is not fixed to, it is context bound, rather paristhitiyan, context bound. In Hindi we call it context bound. Someone is has taken samosa food from a restaurant, a boy, probably the judge won't say that because he was hungry he took out and to feel is, everybody has a right to the feel their belly. Okay, so he was hungry, but deliberately if you enter into and eat and don't pay, so there are two acts before you. So just say no, one is not a thief and the others are thief. Others were trying to steal, but that beggar was not stealing. Okay, so this is what the judgment is. In someone in murder case also you must have seen, someone has murdered but is not considered as a murderer, because for self defense and somehow accidentally he killed someone or she killed someone, but deliberate killing something is called murder. So judge, whatever it is not ethics or moral act is not natural. Remember, this is not natural, it's not God given. It is we who created this. It is we who created this moral act. So we go abide by this. We have to abide. This is good and this is bad. This is moral. This is immoral. Okay. So this is what ethics teaches us. Righteousness. Okay. Which was right, which was not right. So it is applied to the context. Okay. Context, situation. Sometimes, but you cannot overall. You cannot overall. You cannot overall judge this act is correct everywhere. You cannot say that. Judge is you cannot judge it like this, because the ethics philosophy trace back to Plato and Aristotle of Greece. So their judgment, their ethical judgment is different. Sometimes it differ to community, to country also. But certain commonness, like helping to weaker section of people. Probably it is moral act, and everywhere, every country, every geographical region or every community also. Okay, there are certain commonness, but sometimes it differs from the. So out of these we create the ethical values. Suppose like in India we ask our children to touch the feet of our elder relatives. Okay, grandparents, like this. So this is ethical value. So in modern days, if you someone doesn't touch the feet of the elders, that doesn't mean that he or she is immoral. It depends upon inculcation of values. Earlier probably everybody are at home and a relative used to come, so and we have enough time to teach, because the children were used to be at home with us and we have time to teach. But now the children they study in different places, we don't and the relatives also don't have time to come down to your place. So situation gradually this is the vanishing. Okay, so ethics is not in a sense natural or God given. So the way we inculcate the values So that is practiced. And this overall, how does it ethics help? It is it helps the large. It is help the large people, because by avoiding those ethical values. And this repercussion of ethics we will discuss in the second lecture of this. Why this publication ethics or research ethics are important for the modern academicians. Okay, so then come to the last part is logic. Sometimes people say that logic is not part of philosophy, but traditionally speaking, logic is part of philosophy, and sometimes they bring logic into epistemology also sometimes. So logic part, in many places, like in eastern India, especially Bengal, Odisha, and Assam, they are fond of teaching logic and philosophy, and the toppers also attracted for philosophy. So logic is taught at 12th class level, in a senior secondary level. So what is logic? Logic is a sub-discipline or a discipline or a subject which talks about the arguments, whether the arguments are valid or not. So only argument, because through argument only we infer the knowledge, and we pass out the knowledge. Okay. So epistemology, the validity of knowledge, but it comes through the arguments. The entire arguments, whether the arguments are true or not, or valid or not. So the role of logic is to judge the arguments whether it is valid or not. Okay. So this is what logic teaches us. You must have seen in civil service prelim exam, or in bigger banking service. So they give sometimes assertions, or two premises will be given, and the one conclusion will be given. They will ask which one is true. Okay. So the last infer, we call it in Sanskrit, we call it anuman. Okay. So premises are there. So I'm citing in 2-3 sentences. So like Mr. Ashok has having 4 siblings, and 4 brothers and sisters. One brother is Mr. Gopal, another brother is Mr. Hari. Mr. Hari, the third one is his, fourth one is his sister. Okay. So the last one is Miss Sasi, is the sister of Mr. Ashok or Gopal. Okay. So then, so the whether the argument is valid or not, because he say 4 siblings. Siblings means could be brothers or could be mixed brothers and sisters. It is not clear. If the 3 are brothers, doesn't infer the 4th would be a sister. So 4th might be sister, might not be a sister also, could be a brother. Okay. So in this sense, the argument is invalid. The conclusion is drawn is invalid. So the premises are given. From those premises, then you draw a conclusion. The entire process is called argument. So argument must be on the basis of the premises are given. Sometimes logics are deductive logic and inductive logic. You must have heard. Okay. So probably deductive logic is that from general to specific, and inductive logic is from specific to all crows are black. Say major premise, all crows are black, A is a crow. The conclusion is A is black. Okay. So this is a deductive logic, because we admit all crows are black. Okay. If all crows are black and A is a crow, obviously A is black. If it is not all crows, remember, this is valid argument. How it could be invalid? Some crows are black, some crows are black crows. Then A is a crow, A is black. No, not necessary. A is black. Because some crows are black, the major premise is there. Okay, so this is deductive logic. Inductive logic is crow A is black, crow B is black, crow C is black, n number of crows are black. So uh, from uh, so since all crows are black, we say. Although challenging these arguments are there, but it is taught in a different level in philosophy or logic classes. But for you, this logic helps us in arriving at a knowledge, arriving at a point. So it helps us in deciding the research results. Suppose the laboratory you are working, so you are going to the field for social research, and these logics can work. These logics can work. Okay, so in research. So in next lecture, hope you find it very interesting. Maybe you can add as additional source, and next lecture will be the how ethics plays a role in research and publication.